Is the PSP worth buying and modding in the year 2024? The short answer is yes, 100%. If you're an absolute geek like me, you'll know that the PSP was a handheld that was way ahead of its time. It was marketed as a multimedia device where you could watch films, play games, listen to music, and much more, all on something that can literally just fit in your pocket. Which I know doesn't sound all that impressive nowadays because everyone has phones and you can do all that on your phone anyway, but this was back in 2005, and it was definitely serious competition to Nintendo's DS. Now, it has been many years since I played a PSP. I actually owned the original model, which was also known as the PSP 1000 or the PSP Fat. Yeah, the Fat PSP. But did you know that the PSP actually had 5 different models? There's the PSP 1000, 2000, 3000, PSP Go, and the exclusively released in Europe PSP Street. As you already know, I want to mod a PSP, and after doing research, I decided the best one for me in my opinion is the 3000. Even though the original is arguably the easiest one to mod, the fact that the 3000 model had a changeable battery and a better screen, I just thought maybe this one would last a little bit longer because obviously the PSP 3000 came out years after the original, so I just thought longevity and whatnot, this is the one I'm going for. So, like I said, I don't have my PSP anymore, so I had to go buy one. And after doing a bit of shopping, I went on Vinted, and that was when I found this specific colour of the PSP 3000. It's called the Vibrant Blue, and oh my fucking god, what a beautiful colour. Blue is my favourite colour as well, so I thought I need that one. Now, I didn't end up with that one. I actually instead picked up the Radiant Red version, and do I still want the blue one? Yes, but I was very happy when I saw it, especially for the price. I only paid £60 for it, because the blue one was going for like upwards of 100, and is it really worth paying £40 for a different colour? So then, a couple days later in the post, it came, and it actually came in way better condition than I thought it would. Like, there's no like major scratches or scuffs or anything like that. It is a very good quality PSP to say it came out about, what, over 10 years ago. And funnily enough, when I first booted it up, and I did record me booting it up just for the first time in case it didn't work or whatever, and I actually found this video of a kid sitting with his grandparents and singing.
Medicinal compound, most efficacious in every case.
I don't know what it is with my luck when it comes to buying used consoles. Like, if you watch my previous video, you will see that I brought a PS3, and it literally had this guy's entire childhood on it. Not PlayStation. And I didn't want to delete this guy's entire save data, so I actually kept it sealed up in this little box. If you are watching this, mate, you can have it back. And now for the modding. And I have never modded anything in my life, like, at all. And it was so easy, like, unbelievably. If this guy's done it, you can definitely do it as well. And the custom firmware I actually ended up going with, because there's 2 big ones. There's Infinity and then Arc. I ended up going with Arc purely because it's still being updated today. Infinity, I'm pretty sure, is not or isn't having as frequent updates. They are both very solid picks, so like whichever tutorial you do watch, like I wouldn't be too like torn up between the two because they're very good, both of them. Now, I didn't want to use this guy's SD card, one because it was very small in size and also because memories and whatnot, so I did go on Amazon and I had to buy this like adapter. And listen, maybe it is a little bit overboard, but I ended up going with a 128 gig micro SD card. And just to put it into perspective, this is 8 gig. So I'll show you guys how it works basically. When you load up the PSP, you've got the nice little start up and then the X and B menu and whatnot. But if you actually go to the SD card, you'll see an application called Arc Loader. Now, the Arc Loader will basically just reboot the entire thing with its own custom firmware. And then it loads it back up like normal. The way you can see that it's worked is if you go to extras, you can see custom firmware settings, plugin manager, custom launcher. You can actually go to system settings and then system information, and you'll see Arc Live System Software 6.61. That is how you know you've done it. And as you can see already, I've already got some games installed. Absolute fucking bangers, by the way. Chinatown Wars, Little Big Planet, Rock Band Unplugged, Assassin's Creed Bloodlines. And one game I want to give a really, really big shout out to is Rock Band Unplugged. This game is an absolute underrated gem. Like, I know everyone says that shit, but like seriously, if you like Rock Band or Guitar Hero or any sort of rhythm game, and you have a PSP, get yourself Rock Band Unplugged. Honestly, that is the game I have spent 90% of my time playing when playing on the PSP. I know you're probably thinking, well, what's so special about it? The whole gimmick of Rock Band Unplugged is the fact that you can basically switch tracks. And what I mean by that is, you basically play as every single member of the band. So you'll play a segment of the vocalist, and then as soon as you play that segment, the screen flashes, and then you have to switch to the drums or the guitar or the bass. Like, it is the most hectic, intense shit I've ever played. Honestly, so much fun, and it has actually a good selection of songs. And I actually really enjoyed this game so much that I went out of my way to try and get DLC for it. Now, obviously, the PlayStation Store on the PSP is long gone. They shut it down many years ago, and the only way you can really get it is by basically doing what you're doing now with like modding it and whatnot. Like, it did take a couple of attempts to try and get the songs onto the game, but we got some sick songs, bro. I'll show you on screen right now, like some of the songs that I have downloaded for this. And you know what? I actually think people do tend to forget of how good some of the games were on the PSP. Like I said, Rock Band, fire. You've got games like GTA, obviously there's Vice City Stories, Liberty City Stories, even Chinatown Wars. Everyone gives that one shit, but I actually played that as a kid, loved it. Yu-Gi-Oh! Tag Force 3, oh my shit. You know what I mean? Like, what? Like, bro, this PSP stacked. I even got Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. I didn't even know that was a game. And obviously, you don't need to mod the PSP to do this, but I did add some music. We got some Caribbean Queen by Billy Ocean. Come on. And not only can you play PSP games, you can also play PS1 and I'm pretty sure some PS2 games as well. I've actually not got any on the PSP right now, like I just don't really have that much of an interest to do it right now. I've also downloaded a lot of themes for it as well, so you'll see some COD ones, Little Bit Planet, John Cena, Black Ops, and then one with loads of photos of Jessica Alba. And also, I just wanted to say this, by the way, like, even though I've added games to it, music, custom themes, like, you know, all that shit, without a doubt, the hardest thing to do on this PSP was add video files. Like, it's embarrassing coming from a YouTuber because that's all I do. To keep it simple, the PSP videos had to be obviously a lot smaller. And I thought it was as simple as that, just make the video smaller. Because I was trying to put this one video I made on my film account, plug by the way, I tried to put it on the PSP to basically show people who were in it. And it just wasn't working. Eventually, I don't know what I did different, but it worked. And seriously, the video quality is not that bad. And obviously, another thing you can do is watch films on it. The PSP released with so many films you can watch. Like, a lot of surprising films that you probably didn't even know were on the PSP. And specifically, as a child, I used to watch the Simpsons movie on it all the time. And I actually found it in a shop for like £1. So I decided to pick it up. So that's kind of it for this video. If you guys do want to see me buy a PS Vita, I will do it for a video if you guys are interested. And yeah, get yourself a PSP.